All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. We usually look at articles and reports and speeches and all kinds of things.
Hmm.
But today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be diving into a
Woo!
song called Truth and Peace about Mahatma Gandhi.
Very cool. I'm interested to hear about this.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool way to, look at kind of how artistic expression can actually convey powerful messages and even like historical understanding.
Yeah, definitely. And especially, somebody like Gandhi, who's such a huge figure,
Right.
there's so much to unpack there.
Exactly.
A whole song.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And this one blends pop and Indian influences, so it makes for a really interesting listen.
Cool.
So I guess, should we jump right into the lyrics?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first verse kind of paints a picture of a world, divided, filled with fear and pain, and then introduces Gandhi, um, standing without a chain, armed only with truth. What do you think about that image? What kind of jumps out at you about that?
Well, I think what jumps out at me is just this idea of peaceful protest. Like Gandhi was a huge proponent of nonviolent resistance.
Right.
And that image of him standing without a chain, to me, it kind of evokes this feeling of inner strength, resilience. Like you don't need physical chains to be powerful.
Yeah.
It's all about your inner strength, your willpower.
And I think the lyrics also do a good job of that by contrasting like the silent steps, but a strong voice.
Right. It's that quiet power.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's not, a booming voice, but it's a voice that's so impactful.
Absolutely. Think about, something like the Salt March, for example. Like
Yeah.
Gandhi leading thousands of people,
Yes.
just walking silently for weeks. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And they shook the British Empire without a single weapon.
Without violence.
Just that impact of silent steps, but having a strong voice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It really, I think that's a great example of how that really like kind of drives home the point. And then we get to the chorus, and it's truth and peace, the only way, it's like a mantra.
Right,
And
exactly.
it really hits you. And then it kind of goes on to talk about these powerful metaphors,
Mm-hmm.
breaking chains, love as a weapon, hope as a shield,
Mm.
courage in the face of oppression. What do you think? What resonates most with you in those lines?
It's interesting because the love as a weapon concept, it's like, whoa, it's almost contradictory. But
Yeah.
but thinking about Gandhi and his philosophy, it was central to his approach.
Right.
When the British would, violently suppress protests, he would urge his followers not to meet violence with violence. He
Right.
would he would urge them to respond with love and with peace,
Hmm.
because he really believed that that was the way to disarm the oppressors.
Wow. It's very radical.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're thinking about a nation that's struggling for freedom and they're being oppressed.
Right.
To respond with love is like a really it takes a lot of strength and courage to do that.
Absolutely.
Um okay, so moving into verse 2, I think we start to get into Gandhi's actions.
Hmm.
The lyrics mention British rule
Yeah.
and the division of India. We hear references to specific events like the Salt March again.
Right.
And there's this line about tears and fears. And I feel like that kind of, it humanizes the struggle.
It does. It reminds us, that these were real people fighting for their freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just some abstract political battle. It was their lives.
Yeah.
And then it says, one man's heart could heal a nation's cries, which to me, it almost elevates Gandhi to like a mythical status. Like he's
Mm.
almost superhuman.
Right.
But I think that reflects the enormous impact he had on India's independence.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's a huge figure in history.
Absolutely.
And this song really captures that. So then we move to the bridge,
Yeah.
and it really focuses on that core principle of nonviolence, resisting oppression, but without resorting to hate or anger.
Mm.
And it's really profound to think that he truly believed that love could change their destiny.
It is. It's very inspiring.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, what else kind of stands out to you as you listen to these lyrics?
What really stands out to me is this unwavering belief in a better future.
Yeah.
And, even though the struggle was so real and there was so much hardship, there was this hope that shines through in the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
And then, verse 3, it talks about his spirit living on,
Hmm.
the universal appeal of peace and truth. It's not just about India anymore. It's about all of us.
Yeah.
And it's timeless.
And that line, The truth will live as long as we believe. Like, it's such a powerful reminder that truth needs defenders.
It does. It makes you think about your own role. Like,
Wow.
what am I doing to uphold the truth?
Right.
Right?
It's a personal challenge.
It is. It really makes you think about the importance of individual like belief and action.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's powerful. So, and then we come back around to the final chorus and we hear that same message again, truth and peace. But this time it almost feels like a call to action, you know?
It does.
Like it's not just a statement. It's like it's urging us to live by these principles.
Yeah. Yeah, like we've heard about Gandhi's story. We've seen the power of these ideas. Now what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
It's almost like a challenge to the listener.
Right?
And I think the music intensifies that message too.
Oh, yeah.
It builds to this crescendo.
Yeah, it gets really powerful.
And it makes it feel really personal.
It does. It's really cool. Okay, so as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into truth and peace, I think we've seen how powerful nonviolent resistance can be. We've seen how truth can be a weapon, and we've really kind of, dove into the impact of believing in love and peace and how that can change the world.
Right.
But I think the big question that it leaves us with is, how can we apply this message in a world that's still, unfortunately, so full of conflict?
Right. I mean, that's the challenge, isn't it?
It is.
How do we take these beautiful ideas, these powerful concepts, and actually live them out in our daily lives?
Yeah. How do we become, defenders of truth and peace in our own way?
Exactly. And that's something I think everyone needs to answer for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really great point.
Yeah. And, for anyone who is listening and is like really intrigued by Gandhi's message and wants to learn more, I encourage you to check out, his life, his philosophy.
Yeah.
There's so many books, documentaries, all kinds of resources out there.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring stuff.
Yeah, and I think his teachings are really relevant even today.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think that's a great note to end on.
I-
So thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
It was great talking with you.
Likewise.
And we will see everyone next time.
See you later.